Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. It's a pleasure to have you join us as we uncover the secrets of Hiram Abiff. Hiram Abiff, also Hiram Abiff or the widow's son, is the central character of an allegory presented to all candidates during the third degree in Freemasonry. Hiram is presented as the chief architect of King Solomon's temple. He is murdered inside this temple by 3 ruffians, after they failed to obtain from him the master mason's secrets. The themes of the allegory are the importance of fidelity and the certainty of death. In this part of the video, we'll be diving deep into the Masonic legend of Hiram Abiff and unraveling its profound impact. The tale of Hiram Abiff as passed down in Masonic lodges underpins the third degree. It starts with his arrival in Jerusalem and his appointment by Solomon as chief architect and master of works at the construction of his temple. As the temple is nearing completion, 3 fellow craft masons from the workforce ambush him as he leaves the building, demanding the secrets of a master mason. Hiram is challenged by each in turn and, at each refusal to divulge the information, his assailant strikes him with a mason's tool differing between jurisdictions. He is injured by the first 2 assailants, and struck dead by the last. His murderers hide his body under a pile of rubble, returning at night to move the body outside the city, where they bury it in a shallow grave marked with a sprig of acacia. As the master is missed the next day, Solomon sends out a group of fellow craft masons to search for him. The loose acacia is accidentally discovered, and the body exhumed to be given a decent burial. The hiding place of the 3 ruffians is also discovered, and they are brought to justice. Solomon informs his workforce that the secret word of a master mason is now lost. He replaces it with a substitute word. This word is considered a secret by masons, but for hundreds of years various revelations of the word have been made, usually all differing from each other. One such revelation is mock Benach or decay, apparently based on gestures given and words spoken upon the discovery of Hiram's body. Such is the general legend as related in the Anglo-American jurisdictions. In continental Freemasonry, the tale is slightly different. A large number of master masons, not just Hiram, are working on the temple, and the 3 ruffians are seeking the passwords and signs that will give them a higher wage. The result is the same, but this time, it is master masons who find the body. The secrets are not lost, but Solomon orders them buried under the temple, inscribed on Hiram's grave, and the same substitution is made as a mark of respect. The secrets lost in the other tradition are here given to new master masons as part of their ritual. In this version, Hiram is often renamed Adoniram. In the next phase, we'll be immersing ourselves in the realm of Hirams in the Bible and exploring its real-world applications. In the Hebrew Bible or Old Testament, there are 3 separate instances of people named Hiram that were involved in the construction of the Temple of Solomon. Hiram, king of the realm of Tyre today, in the modern nation of Lebanon, is credited in 2 Samuel 5:11 and 1 Kings 10 for having sent building materials and men for the original construction of the temple in Jerusalem. In the Masonic drama, Hiram, king of Tyre, is clearly distinguished from Hiram Abiff. The former is clearly a king and the latter clearly a master craftsman. They can be confused in other contexts. In 1 Kings, Hiram is described as the son of a widow from the tribe of Naphtali who was the son of a Tyrian bronze worker sent for by Solomon to cast the bronze furnishings and ornate decorations for the new temple. From this reference, Freemasons often refer to Hiram with the added Abiff as the widow's son. Hiram cast these bronzes in clay ground in the plain of the Jordan between Succoth and Zarethan of the 1 Kings 7:46-47. 2 Chronicles 2:13-14 relates a formal request from King Solomon of Jerusalem to King Hiram I of Tyre for workers and for materials to build a new temple. King Hiram in Chronicles responds, "And now I have sent a skillful man, endowed with understanding, Hiram Abif, the son of a woman of the daughters of Dan, and his father was a man of Tyre, skilled to work in gold and silver, bronze and iron, stone and wood, purple and blue, fine linen and crimson, and to make any engraving and to accomplish any plan which may be given to him. with your skillful men and with the skillful men of my lord David your father. The phrase italicized above is translated in the New King James Version as Hiram my master craftsman. Most translations of this passage take the ab in abi as the construct state of abba, here translated as master. Older translations preferred to translate ab as father. The common translation of the I suffix is my, giving the problematic reading that Hiram was sending his own father, also called Hiram. This is found in the Vulgate, the Douay-Rheims Bible, and in Wycliffe's Bible. The other reading is as the Old Hebrew genitive, and some variant of my father is found in the Septuagint, the Bishop's Bible, and the Geneva Bible. In his 1723 Constitutions, James Anderson announced that many problems with this text would be solved by reading Abi as the second part of a proper name, which he rendered as Hiram Abiff, agreeing with the translations of Martin Luther and Miles Coverdale's reading of 2 Chronicles 4:16. Let's now turn our gaze towards other accounts of a biblical Hiram and explore the fascinating connections it has to offer. Flavius Josephus in his Antiquities of the Jews chapter refers to Hiram as technitz, artificer, craftsman. Now Solomon sent for an artificer out of Tyre, whose name was Hiram. He was by birth of the tribe of Naphtali, on his mother's side, for she was of that tribe, but his father was of the stock of the Israelites. The Targum Shini, an Aramaic commentary on the Book of Esther written sometime between the fall of Rome and the Crusades, credits Hiram with the construction of a miraculous throne for Solomon, which in Esther's time is being used by the descendants of Cyrus the Great. The most elaborate version of the legend occurs in Durand de Neuville's 1851 account, Voyage en Orient, where he relates the tale, inserting all the Masonic passwords, as part of the story of Balkis, the Queen of the Morning, and Solomon, Prince of the Genii. This is an elaboration of the second version above, where the master craftsman is named Adoniram. Before his death, he undergoes mystical adventures as his tale is interwoven with that of Solomon and Balkis, the Queen of Sheba. The ruffians who kill him are under the instruction of Solomon himself. De Neuville relates the story as having been told in an Eastern coffee house over a 2-week period. A similar account is given in Charles William Heckethan's The Secret Societies of All Ages and Countries, where Solomon plots to destroy Hiram because of the mutual love between Hiram and the Queen of Sheba. Meanwhile, in 1862, a whole adventure of Adoniram's love for Balkis and his murder by 3 workmen in the pay of Solomon had been set to music in Charles Gounod's opera La Reine de Saba. Brace yourself for a captivating discussion on other theories as we explore its nuances and implications. There have been many proposals for the origin of the Masonic Hiram Abiff story, which are dismissed by most Masonic scholars. However, the leading theory supported by many scholars of historical Freemasonry is advanced in the recent work of Bro. Christopher Powell. In 2021, he published a paper in QCCC that the Reverend Dr. John Theophilus Disegaliers is the likely author of the Hiram Abiff story in the early years and introduced it into the 3rd degree. In his research, Bro. Powell notes how Disegaliers also introduced the lost word aspect of the Royal Arch degree, which he likely read in a book he owned titled The Temple of Solomon, Portrayed by Scripture Light. If the word was to be found, it would need to be first lost, hence the Hiram Abiff story. According to Powell, Disegaliers, as a Frenchman living in England, would have known the chanson de geste legend explored below, and used it as a base for the legend of Hiram Abiff. However, instead of being used as a ritual since the 12th century, Powell argues that Disegaliers used this existing myth to create a central story for the newly created 3rd degree, for which there is no evidence whatsoever before 1720. As we progress, let's zoom in on Signenri Douai and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. According to authors Robert Lomas and Christopher Knight, the prototype for Hiram Abiff was the Egyptian king Signenri Dao II, who they claim died in an almost identical manner. This idea is dismissed by most Masonic scholars. As we enter this new phase, let's uncover the impact of Halnan al-Misri on our broader topic. In his book The Sufis, The Afghan scholar Idris Shah suggested that Halnan al-Misri might have been the origin of the character Hiram Abiff in the Masonic Master Mason ritual. The link, he believes, was through the Sufi sect Albana, the builders who built the Jami al-Aqsa and the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. This fraternity could have influenced some early Masonic guilds which borrowed heavily from the Oriental architecture in the creation of the Gothic style. Now, let's delve into the intricacies of Renaud de Montauban and explore its various aspects. The French Masonic historian Paul Norden has highlighted the similarity between the death of Hiram and the murder of Renaud de Montauban in the late 12th century Chanson de Geste, The Four Sons of Aymon. Renaud, like his prototype Saint Renaud, was killed by a hammer blow to the head while working as a mason at Cologne Cathedral, and his body hidden by his murderers before being miraculously rediscovered. Your feedback helps me improve, so please take a moment to leave a comment or review.